Ladies and gentlemen, friends and dreamers of success, today we are living through one of the greatest revolutions in human history, the AI age. For centuries, wealth was built through land, then through factories, then through information. But today, wealth is built through intelligence, speed, and adaptation. And artificial intelligence is the greatest wealth-building tool humanity has ever seen. 1. The age of opportunity. We are living in an era where opportunity is not knocking. It is kicking the door wide open. The rise of artificial intelligence is not just another invention, not just another technological improvement. It is a tidal wave that is reshaping every industry, every career, and every business model. To ignore it would be like standing on the beach as a tsunami approaches and pretending the water is calm. But to see it, to understand it, and to position yourself to ride it, that is where wealth and greatness are built. If we look back through history, wealth has always followed innovation. When the printing press was invented, those who embraced literacy and publishing controlled influence and wealth. When electricity was discovered, fortunes were made by those who powered cities, factories, and homes. When the Industrial Revolution came, it wasn't the strongest laborers who became rich, it was those who owned the machines, who saw the leverage in steel, steam, and assembly lines. Fast forward to the internet age. Ordinary people who recognized the shift created extraordinary wealth. People who were selling books online turned into billionaires. People building search engines became household names. People who connected friends online became some of the wealthiest individuals on the planet. And now we stand at the dawn of the artificial intelligence revolution, a revolution that is arguably larger than all the previous ones combined. But here's the critical difference. In past revolutions, opportunities were locked behind walls of capital, education, and access. You needed to own land, factories, or large organizations to seize the moment. Today, in the AI age, the barrier to entry is lower than it has ever been. The tools are available on your laptop, on your phone, at your fingertips. You don't need millions of dollars to start. You don't need permission from a university, a corporation, or a government. What you need is awareness, courage, and execution. That is the new currency. Think about this. Every disruption has created two groups of people. On one side, there are the skeptics, the doubters, the fearful. When electricity arrived, many resisted it, claiming it was dangerous. When the internet arrived, many dismissed it as a fad. When smartphones came, some said, "Who needs a computer in their pocket?" And yet, while the majority doubted, a minority acted. That minority rode the wave of change and ended up shaping the future. The same is happening right now with AI. Most people are entertained by it, afraid of it, or simply ignoring it. But a smaller group is quietly learning, building, and positioning themselves for a future where AI is not just a tool, it is a wealth multiplier. Here's the truth. Artificial intelligence is not here to replace humanity. It is here to amplify humanity. But only those who learn how to use it will experience that amplification. Imagine two entrepreneurs. One ignores AI and continues to work the traditional way. They type every word themselves. They market every product manually. They solve problems slowly. The other entrepreneur embraces AI. They use it to write, to brainstorm, to automate tasks, to analyze markets, to predict trends, to expand their reach globally. Which one do you think will win? Which one do you think will dominate? That is not even a contest. The one who embraces AI will operate at 10 times the speed, at a fraction of the cost, and with results that simply crush the competition. That is leverage. And leverage creates wealth. But the opportunity doesn't stop with entrepreneurs. Employees who embrace AI will become irreplaceable assets. Freelancers who use AI will outpace their peers. Students who learn AI will finish projects in hours that would take others weeks. This is not just about building businesses, it's about building advantage. Advantage in knowledge, advantage in productivity, advantage in creativity, and advantage always translates into income, influence, and independence. The danger is this. Most people will spend this golden age as consumers, not creators. They will use AI to generate funny images, to play games, to answer homework. And while they waste this gift, Others will use the same tools to build companies, launch products, write bestsellers, design solutions, and accumulate wealth. Imagine the heartbreak of realizing 10 years from now that you had the same tools as the millionaires and billionaires of the next decade, but you only use them for entertainment. Opportunity wasted is more painful than opportunity lost. The AI age is not coming. It is already here. Every day that passes, someone is using it to start a business, to replace their job, to automate an income stream, to design something the world has never seen. And the wealth that will be created in the next 10 years will dwarf the wealth created in the last 50. The real question is, where will you be standing when that wave has passed? On the shore, watching others ride it to prosperity, or on the surfboard, balancing risk and reward, moving forward faster than you ever imagined possible. Do not fool yourself into thinking this is just a trend. Artificial intelligence is not a tool you can ignore. It is a platform upon which the future will be built. Banking, healthcare, real estate, education, entertainment, manufacturing, transportation. There is not a single industry that will remain untouched. And in every disruption, there are winners and losers. The winners are not always the most educated, not always the wealthiest to begin with, not always the most technically skilled. The winners are those who pay attention, those who adapt quickly, those who say, "This is my time, this is my chance, and I refuse to be left behind." So if you're listening to this right now, understand this. You are alive in the most opportunistic time in human history. The AI age is not a curse, it is not a threat, it is an invitation. An invitation to create wealth, to design freedom, to shape your own destiny. Some will accept that invitation. Most will ignore it. The question is, which group will you belong to? Don't compete with AI. Partner with it. One of the biggest mistakes people are making right now is thinking of artificial intelligence as a competitor. They look at it as a rival, something that's coming to take their job, their business, their livelihood. And if you see AI that way, you will always lose because you can't outwork it. You can't outcompute it. You can't match its speed, its memory, or its scale. Machines don't sleep, they don't get tired, they don't call in sick, and they don't ask for a salary. If you try to fight AI, you will exhaust yourself in a battle you cannot win. But here's the shift. Instead of fighting against AI, you need to partner with it. Instead of resisting it, you need to leverage it. Think of AI not as your replacement, but as your assistant, your collaborator, your multiplier. Imagine waking up every day and having access to the equivalent of 100 researchers, designers, marketers, analysts, and problem solvers all working alongside you. That's what AI is. It's not here to erase you, it's here to expand you, but only if you choose to work with it, not against it. Consider this. If you try to do everything by hand, you're limited by your energy and your hours. There are only so many words you can type, so many ideas you can brainstorm, so many problems you can solve before you burn out. But when you harness AI, you multiply your effort. A single hour of your time becomes the equivalent of 10. One person with AI can outproduce an entire team without it. That is not science fiction, that is happening right now, today. Let's take an example. A writer who resists AI will spend days crafting articles, researching facts, and trying to refine their words. Another writer who partners with AI will use it to brainstorm ideas, to outline drafts, to polish grammar, and to expand creativity. Does this mean the second writer loses their voice? No. It means they free themselves from the grunt work, so they can focus on the art, the creativity, the message. They can publish 10 times as much as their competitor. They can grow 10 times as fast. They can reach 10 times more people. That is what happens when you partner with AI instead of competing with it. Or imagine two entrepreneurs. One refuses AI, believing that old school is safer. They market their products manually. Spend hours writing emails, designing ads, and analyzing data. The other entrepreneur embraces AI. They use it to automate their campaigns, to test dozens of strategies instantly, to analyze customer behavior with precision, to write emails that resonate deeply. Which one do you think scales faster? Which one dominates the market? It's not about who works harder anymore. It's about who works smarter. And smarter today means working with AI. The truth is, AI does not remove your value, it magnifies it. Think of a carpenter with a hammer versus a carpenter with power tools. They both know woodwork, but one can build a chair in hours while the other takes days. The skill matters, but the tools amplify the result. AI is the power tool of our time. If you cling to your hammer while others are using drills and saws, you will be left behind. But if you pick up the tool and add it to your skill, you become unstoppable. What you must understand is that AI has no creativity without you. It has no vision without you. It cannot dream. It cannot feel. It cannot lead. It needs you to provide the human spark, the idea, the perspective, the purpose. Without you, AI is a machine producing noise. But when you guide it, when you feed it your vision, your imagination, your human touch, it becomes a force multiplier. That's why the winners in this age are not those who fight against AI, but those who marry their human creativity with machine intelligence. Think of AI as your personal team, ready to work 24/7, but waiting for you to give direction. If you command it with laziness, it will return shallow work. But if you command it with clarity, with intelligence, with creativity, it will return extraordinary results. It is not about AI replacing your mind. It is about AI extending your mind. Just like the calculator didn't replace mathematicians, it made them more powerful. Just like the computer didn't replace thinkers, it amplified them. AI is doing the same thing, but on a much bigger scale. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Many people will refuse to adapt. They'll cling to the idea that their way is better, that their traditional skills are enough, that they don't need AI, and they will slowly be pushed out by those who embraced it. That's not unfair, that's evolution. The world does not wait for people who resist change. It rewards those who embrace it. So the choice is simple. You can either compete against AI and get left behind, or you can partner with AI and surge ahead. And the best part? You don't need to be a programmer. You don't need a degree in computer science. You don't need millions of dollars in capital. All you need is a willingness to learn, to experiment, to apply. The tools are free, or nearly free. The playing field is wide open. The only thing separating those who will thrive from those who will struggle is mindset. The mindset that says, I will not fear this technology, I will not compete against it, I will not waste my energy fighting a machine that never sleeps. Instead, I will learn it, I will use it, I will command it, I will treat it, not as a rival, but as my partner in building the future. This is the way forward. The human who partners with AI will always outperform the human who resists it. The future will not belong to machines, nor will it belong to humans alone. It will belong to humans who know how to work with machines. That is the golden key. And if you can grasp that, if you can adopt that mindset, then this new age will not intimidate you. It will liberate you. It will open doors you never thought possible. It will multiply your time, your income, your creativity, and your potential. So don't fight it. Don't compete with it. Take its hand, harness its power, and let it make you greater than you could ever be alone. That is the way to thrive. And that is the way to build wealth in the AI age. 3. The new wealth skills. The world has shifted. The skills that made people rich in the last century are not the same skills that will make people rich in this one. In the industrial age, wealth was built by knowing how to manage machines and labor. In the information age, wealth was built by knowing how to manage knowledge, data, and networks. But in the AI age, wealth will belong to those who know how to manage intelligence, both their own and the artificial intelligence at their disposal. The old rule was to work hard. The new rule is to work smart with smart tools. And working smart now requires a different skill set. The people who thrive will not necessarily be those with the most traditional education, the most prestigious degrees, or even the most experience. The winners will be the ones who master a new category of wealth skills. Skills that allow them to think differently, act quickly, and leverage AI as an extension of their mind. The first of these skills is the ability to ask powerful questions. This may sound simple, But in the AI age, it is everything. Artificial intelligence is like a genie. It can do almost anything, but only if you ask the right way. If you give it vague, shallow questions, you'll get vague, shallow answers. If you know how to prompt it with clarity, detail, and creativity, you unlock answers, strategies, and solutions that can transform your work. This is why I say the art of prompting will become one of the highest value skills of the next decade. The better you are at communicating with AI, the more powerful it becomes for you. It's not about coding, it's about questioning. Those who can think critically, who can shape their ideas into precise instructions, will have a superpower in this new world. The second new wealth skill is leverage. For centuries, the wealthy have always understood leverage. The rich didn't work harder. They found ways to multiply their efforts. They used the labor of people, the power of machines, the reach of capital. But today, AI gives you leverage like never before. You can write a book in weeks instead of years. You can launch a business in days instead of months. You can test 100 ideas at the same time without spending millions. This level of leverage used to be reserved for corporations with massive teams and deep pockets. Now one person with a laptop and the right mindset can compete on that same level. If you want to be wealthy in the AI age, you must ask yourself every day, how can I multiply this? How can I scale this? How can I make 1 hour of work equal 10? That is leverage, and AI is the greatest leverage tool humanity has ever had. The third wealth skill is adaptability. The speed of change today is breathtaking. What was cutting edge yesterday can be outdated tomorrow. We are living in an age where new tools, platforms, and models are emerging almost every week. If you cling too tightly to one way of doing things, you will fall behind quickly. Adaptability is not just a nice trait, it is survival. And more than survival, it is opportunity. Because every time technology shifts, there is a small window where early adopters win big. They capture markets, they dominate industries, they build momentum while everyone else is still doubting or hesitating. In the AI age, the adaptable will always outrun the rigid. If you want to get rich, you must train yourself to see change not as a threat, but as an invitation. Now, let's be clear. These skills are not about abandoning human qualities. In fact, they depend on human qualities. AI can provide data, but you must provide judgment. AI can give options, but you must provide vision. AI can generate content, but you must provide purpose. This is why the most valuable skill of all is the ability to combine human creativity with machine intelligence. Think of AI as the engine, but you are the driver. Without direction, the engine is useless. With direction, it becomes unstoppable. But here's the catch. Most people will never practice these new wealth skills. They will continue to rely on old skills, believing that the way they've always done things will protect them. And while they cling to the past, a new generation of learners, creators, and entrepreneurs will surge ahead. That is how wealth shifts. It does not move gradually, it jumps suddenly to those who are prepared. So I challenge you, learn how to ask better questions, because in this age, your questions are more valuable than your answers. Learn how to use leverage, because time is the only currency you can never get back, and AI allows you to stretch that currency further than ever before. Learn how to adapt quickly, because the future is not a straight line, it's a curve that bends faster and faster. And above all, learn how to merge your humanity with the intelligence of machines. Do you want to know who will become rich in this new era? It won't just be the engineers, the programmers, or the investors. It will be the ones who see AI as a canvas, who use it to amplify their gifts, who master the art of asking, leveraging, and adapting. It will be the ones who stop waiting for the future and instead use the tools of the future today. The new wealth skills are not optional. They are the dividing line between those who create abundance and those who get left behind. They are the skill set that will separate consumers from creators, employees from entrepreneurs, and the obsolete from the unstoppable. And the best part, anyone can learn them. You don't need to be born into privilege, you don't need special connections, you don't need to spend years in school. All you need is curiosity, discipline, and the courage to use the tools already available to you. The AI age is not about who you are, it's about what you are willing to learn. If you commit to mastering these new wealth skills, you will not just survive the future, you will own it. 4. The law of leverage. Wealth has never been about how hard you work. If hard work alone created wealth, then every construction worker, every farmer, every nurse, every person working 2 jobs would already be a millionaire. But we know that's not the case. The truth is, wealth has always been tied to one thing: leverage. Those who have leverage multiply their efforts, their time, and their impact. Those without leverage remain trapped in the cycle of trading hours for dollars, always working harder but never getting ahead. Leverage is the ability to do more with less. It is the ability to make 1 hour of work worth the same as 10, to make one decision ripple into thousands of results, to make your efforts stretch beyond your own 2 hands. The wealthy have always understood this. In the past, they used people as leverage. They built businesses by hiring employees who worked for them. Later, they used machines as leverage, building factories that produced goods faster and cheaper than human labor. In the information age, they used technology and networks as leverage, spreading ideas, products, and services across the world at the speed of light. And now in the AI age, leverage has reached an entirely new level. With AI, one individual can compete with entire companies. A single person can write books, design graphics, produce videos, analyze markets, and manage customer service, all at the same time, without needing a team of hundreds. The leverage once reserved for billion-dollar corporations is now available to anyone with a laptop and an internet connection. Think about how monumental that is. For the first time in human history, the playing field is flattening, not completely equal, but more open than it has ever been. AI is giving ordinary people extraordinary leverage. Picture 2 entrepreneurs starting businesses at the same time. One insists on doing everything by hand, writing every email, manually running ads, manually answering customer inquiries. The other embraces AI. They set up automated marketing campaigns, generate professional designs in seconds, respond to customers with AI-powered chat systems, and test 100 versions of their product before the first entrepreneur has even finalized one. Who do you think will grow faster? Who do you think will dominate? The one with leverage. And leverage doesn't just multiply business, it multiplies creativity. An artist who spends weeks sketching concepts can now generate dozens of possibilities in an afternoon. A writer who struggled for months to outline a book can now create drafts in days. A teacher who once spent hours preparing lesson plans can now produce personalized content for students instantly. This doesn't mean the human disappears. It means the human now directs the process instead of being trapped in the grind of it. Leverage sets you free from repetition and positions you in the realm of vision and leadership. But here's the catch. Leverage is neutral. It can be used by you or against you. If you refuse to use it, someone else will. If you ignore AI, someone else will harness it and gain 10 times the productivity, 10 times the reach, and 10 times the income. The gap between those with leverage and those without will grow wider every single year. This is why adopting leverage is not optional. It's survival. Now, leverage doesn't just come from technology. It also comes from mindset. Some people believe they must do everything themselves, that asking for help or using tools makes them weaker. That belief keeps them small. Wealthy people, on the other hand, always ask, how can I make this bigger than me? How can I multiply this effort? They think in terms of systems, in terms of scale. AI is simply the newest, most powerful system of leverage ever created. Consider this. One human with AI is not just one human, it is one human plus 1,000 assistants, strategists, designers, and analysts rolled into one. A single student using AI has the brain power equivalent of a team of tutors. A single entrepreneur with AI has the operational capacity of a corporation. A single dreamer can turn into a global force. That is the raw power of leverage in this new era. And the beauty of leverage is that it breaks the link between time and money. In the traditional system, you earn by the hour, by the task, by the project. Your income is chained to your effort. But with leverage, you earn exponentially. not linearly. One action, when multiplied through AI, can produce results again and again without additional effort. That is how passive income is built. That is how empires are built, not by working harder, but by working once and letting leverage carry the result forward endlessly. But let me be clear. Leverage does not mean laziness. It does not mean you sit back and let machines do everything. Leverage means you shift your energy from doing to directing, from labor to leadership, from tasks to vision. You still need discipline. You still need creativity. You still need strategy. The difference is you no longer need to drown in the small tasks that once consumed your time. You delegate those to AI, and you focus on the big moves that actually create wealth. Think of AI like a lever. Archimedes once said, "Give me a lever long enough and a place to stand, and I will move the world." AI is that lever. It gives you the ability to move more than your own weight, to reach further than your own arms, to achieve more than your own hours. But only if you pick it up. The lever unused is just a stick. The AI ignored is just potential. The moment you grab it and use it with intent, you unlock exponential results. So the real question is this: are you still trying to push the boulder with your bare hands, exhausting yourself with effort? Or are you ready to use the lever that's sitting right in front of you? Those who master the law of leverage in the AI age will not just get ahead, they will leave everyone else behind. They will move faster, scale bigger, and create wealth at a pace the world has never seen before. Leverage has always been the secret of the rich. Now it's available to you. And the only decision you need to make is whether you'll use it or ignore it. 5. The choice. Every revolution creates a dividing line. On one side are those who embrace the change, seize the moment, and step into the future. On the other side are those who hesitate, resist, or ignore what is happening right in front of them. This is the same story every time. When electricity came, some used it to light up cities while others clung to candlelight. When the internet came, some built empires while others dismissed it as a fad. Today, in the age of artificial intelligence, the same choice is placed before you. The choice between fear and faith, between resistance and adaptation, between being left behind or being propelled forward. The truth is, AI will transform the world, whether you like it or not. Your opinion about it doesn't change its momentum. Your fears don't slow it down. Your doubts don't stop it. The train is moving, the wave is rising, the future is being written in real time. The only question that matters is, will you get on board or will you be left at the station? Every person listening to this has a decision to make, and it is not a small decision. It is the kind of decision that defines decades. 10 years from now, the world will be divided into two groups. There will be those who partnered with AI, who learned the new wealth skills, who embraced leverage and who multiplied their opportunities. And there will be those who resisted, who shrugged it off, who told themselves this doesn't affect me, and who woke up to find themselves obsolete, irrelevant, and struggling to catch up. Which side you end up on will not be decided by luck. It will be decided by choice. And make no mistake, doing nothing is a choice. Refusing to adapt is a choice. Choosing not to learn is a choice. Every time you delay, every time you procrastinate, every time you tell yourself, I'll figure this out later, you are making a choice to fall behind. Because while you wait, someone else is moving forward. While you hesitate, someone else is learning, building, and growing. While you resist, someone else is embracing. And the gap between you and them grows wider with each passing day. But here is the good news. The power to choose is still in your hands. Right now, in this moment, you can decide differently. You can choose to step into the unknown, to be curious instead of fearful, to see opportunity instead of threat. You can choose to become a creator, not just a consumer. You can choose to lead the change instead of being dragged by it. That choice belongs to you, and no one can make it for you. So let's be honest with ourselves. Many people will hear about AI, read about AI, maybe even use it casually, but they will never take it seriously. They will say, I don't understand it. They will say, I don't have time. They will say it's too complicated. But history has shown that those excuses are the language of regret. The people who once said, I don't need a computer, or the internet is just a phase, or I don't have time to learn this, are the same people who later wished they had acted sooner. Do not let that be your story in the AI age. Here's the beautiful part. The choice to embrace AI is not about abandoning who you are. It's about amplifying who you are. If you are a writer, AI can make you a faster, sharper writer. If you are an entrepreneur, AI can make you a more efficient business builder. If you are a teacher, AI can help you reach more students with more personalized lessons. If you are an artist, AI can expand your imagination beyond the limits of your hands. The choice is not about becoming something you're not. It's about becoming more of what you already are, with more speed, more scale, and more impact. But to unlock that, you must decide. You must decide to stop being passive. You must decide to stop being fearful. You must decide to step into the arena while others are still sitting in the stands. This is not the time to wait. This is not the time to observe. This is the time to move. Because opportunities are like windows, they open wide for a moment, but they do not stay open forever. The AI age is in its opening window. Right now, everything is fresh. Everything is new. Everything is wide open. The pioneers who act now will have the biggest advantage. But those who wait too long will find the window closed. The pioneers established, the markets taken, and the opportunities harder to reach. You must understand, history does not reward hesitation. History rewards boldness. The names we remember, the people we admire, the legacies we talk about, they belong to the ones who made courageous choices when others stood still. And that is the invitation in front of you right now. You can either be the person who one day says, I'm glad I acted when I did, or you can be the person who says, if only I had started back then. The AI age is not asking for perfection. It is not asking you to understand everything at once. It is not asking you to become an expert overnight. It is only asking you to choose to learn, to experiment, to take one step and then another, to choose to be part of the future instead of a victim of it, to choose to take control of your destiny instead of surrendering it. The choice is yours. Fear or faith, excuses or action, obsolete or unstoppable. 10 years from now, you will look back at this moment, and you will know exactly what choice you made. So I ask you, what will it be? Will you cling to the old and be left behind, or will you step into the new and rise ahead? Because the choice is right here, right now, and it belongs to you. The future belongs to those who are not waiting for permission. The future belongs to those who see AI not as a threat, but as the greatest business partner in history. So my challenge to you is simple. Stop being a consumer of AI and start being a creator with AI. Stop worrying about jobs being replaced and start thinking about wealth being created. Stop waiting and start building. This is your time. This is your chance. This is the AI age. And if you're bold enough to embrace it, this is how you get rich. Thank you.